I'm going to try to be very, very nice in this review, because not only is this chapter pretty much talk no jutsu a la Kakashi, talk no jutsu Kakashi style, which granted beats the crap out of talk no jutsu a la Naruto, which we've been getting over and over again. I think what makes it a little bit better is that Kakashi doesn't usually talk no jutsu people. He doesn't. Like, remember last time he tried to have a pep talk with Sasuke? Pretty much like tied him to a tree, said like make up your mind, value your friends, and he got the fuck out of there. So, that's a plus in my eyes. But the chapter also ends with a note. And I'm going to read it to you, just verbatim. And I quote, the note says, "Hiatus begins with the next issue. We will restart with the first issue of the new year." What does that even mean? Does that mean that we get like a chapter next week and then we don't get one for like the remainder of the year? Like, does that mean that because these scans are stolen and sort of like online before the original release, does that mean that we would get them before the new year? Like, when is the new year for Japan? Like, isn't it the same? But regardless, it's super clear that there's going to be a hiatus pretty soon. Either it starts now or it starts next week. I'm not really clear on that. So if you please can clarify this. And again, ever since Madara's absence in these chapters, I felt like we've been sort of thrown into this infinite hiatus of just speech after speech after speech. So it's kind of like the same thing in a way. And see, this chapter had so much potential in the beginning. So much potential. We see the Bijus, they're thanking Naruto. It's like, hey, you really did keep your promise. Thanks for that. Sasuke just won't have any of it. He's like, fuck it. He takes out a sword and just starts straight for Obito. And I'm like, yeah. Like, this is how you should technically, as a shinobi, that's how you deal with a threat. So that's pretty good. For Sasuke at least, because it's like there's still some sense of like this shit has to be dealt with, and even the fodder shinobi are yelling like kill him, which, okay, I understand how a lot of people just keep defending Naruto, but it's like you have to realize like Obito has killed either directly or indirectly. He's killed a shit ton of people. You don't just go over to a mass murderer and be like, hey, I know your life sucked, but hey, be my friend, man. Breathe in the flashback, put on sadness and sorrow for a bit. Now you're my friend, come on. I don't know if there are like butthurt people out there that think that I just don't understand what Kishimoto is trying to convey with these acts or, just these scenes. But I do. I get it perfectly. I understand that he's trying to convey the fact that violence only leads to more violence. And if that keeps going on, there will never be world peace in the world of shinobi. I get that. My problem is, and forgiveness. Of course you should forgive others, all right? Of course you should. All I'm saying is this. That technique, of forgiveness and of, just making the antagonist have a change of heart, in my opinion, works better if it's used sparingly, okay? And I have to say, like, it hasn't happened every single time throughout the series. The Hidan and Kakuzu arc, they weren't talking jutsu. Fuck that. One got buried alive, the other one got hit with a Rasen Shuriken. And if you look at that arc, I think the arc works very, very well. Going back to the matter of how the chapter had a very, very strong start. So we see Sasuke darting over to Obito, and we see this vortex come out of nowhere. It's funny how Kakashi just decides to, I was just waiting for everything to calm down a bit and just come in and just give him the final blow and just be the one that just ends his life. And I like his decisiveness. Minato steps in and just stops Kakashi from killing his former friend, which I think has a lot of value in the sense that it is Minato who's stopping Kakashi. Because, if you think about it, Minato died as pretty much an indirect or direct result of something that Obito did, which is summoning the fox. Not only that, but Minato was their former sensei. So he has kind of like this authoritative power to just say like, wait, hold on, So I like that, even though I don't necessarily agree with it. And also, he kind of blames Kushina for Naruto's ability to talk no jutsu. He was like, yeah, he got that from his mother. It's kind of like Minato saying, like, technically my son really didn't have the right to talk no jutsu Obito. That right rests on Kakashi. if anything, like Naruto has a right to talk Naruto to Sasuke, and we got a panel of Naruto like looking over at Sasuke. Once again, reaffirming the fact that 2 previous chapters were a complete waste. Because, and that's, I think Naruto realizes that this really isn't my place. That's why he leaves to go and you know, do that Futon Rasen Shuriken. Technically, that's done, you know, in the hopes of stopping Madara. But at the same time, I think he realizes that there's just nothing else that he can do, because he didn't know Obito. He didn't know the situation. No matter how much he tries to talk Naruto to him, like, that's it. He's done as much as he can. And he's like, Sasuke, come with me. And then Sasuke's like, well, I don't know. I mean, this conversation seems kind of interesting. Kind of beats the pep talk I got when I was tied to a fucking tree. Oh, look, a tree. And I don't want to go through the entire talking jutsu because, I mean, first of all, you've already read it. It drags on at certain points. And you can make your own inferences from it. You really can. But I'll just highlight 2 major things that are touched upon in this conversation. And that is, first of all, Obito saying, Rin was the only light in my life. That is basically his problem. That was a huge fucking problem. It's very simple. Listen, as human beings, like, it's pretty fucking dumb to label one person as our light. And that's the only thing that we cherish in this world. That cannot be the case. We have to find some other lights, and either other people, other circumstances, or even within ourselves. Because if we just have one light, if we just focus on one person, what's going to happen when life or circumstances decide to either take that light away from you, or what if that person disappoints you? You're going to end up losing that light eventually, because we are all flawed, we are all weak. As humans, we have our flaws, and nobody lives forever. So the moment you designate somebody to be your light, or like this savior, you're giving them a lot of power to dictate how you're going to fucking end up living your life. Kakashi says that's the difference between Naruto and Obito. That Naruto already has that drive to never give up, but that is something within him. He doesn't find it from other people. Even though, like, at first he didn't have anybody, and then the Iruka came in, and then Kakashi and Teen 7, all that stuff, but that was just something that he had within him already, and that was his light, and then that draws people in. The chapter ends with a glimpse of light in the darkness, which I think could be Naruto's Rasen Shuriken. And we see some footprints there, which I believe are Sasuke's. I'm not sure. I'm not sure really how I'm supposed to interpret that last panel. It's really symbolic, obviously. That light is actually shining on the footprints, and you know, I guess that's symbolic that, you know, they can walk together. I'm sorry, those are way too many fucking footprints to be of one person. So I'm guessing it's the Shinobi Alliance's footprints. Duh. Throughout this review, I try to be really nice, just because, you know, let's face it, it was not the best chapter of Naruto, and that's an understatement. But, you know, I have to take the good with the bad sometimes and just hope that it gets better. I really do. Madara's still on the fence. Hopefully we'll see what happens next chapter. I don't know when we're going to get next. Is it next week, or is it after the hiatus? Please let me know. I'm very interested in that. Comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys. Over 100,000 people have subscribed to my channel. That's a lot of sick fucks out there that just want to see me. I don't know. That's scary. I'm kidding. I love you. Thank you. Bye.